My name is Christian Johnson.
Mr. John.
My name is Miss Adcock.
My name is Joshua Whiteside.
I teach 7th grade science, but I've also taught 8th grade science.
I teach PE.
I teach 8th grade social studies and 8th grade AVID.
I currently teach 7th and 8th grade English Language Arts.
I started teaching at AP GNNE in 2010.
I've been teaching at AP for 2 years.
I have been teaching here my entire career, so about 10 years.
This is my first year teaching full-time at AP.
And teaching in general, probably about 10.
I've been teaching in general for 3 years.
I also did my student teaching here, so that would make it 11 years.
I've also taught at the university level, teaching conversational English. Grew up in Virginia Beach, Virginia. When I was a kid, I wanted to work in the National Park Service as a park ecologist.
I grew up near Lake Tahoe, near North Lake Tahoe, just outside of Truckee in a really small town. I know that like during summer I used to make my sisters go to school, so I guess I was always kind of a natural teacher. But I went actually into business after school.
I grew up in Kirkland, Washington. Probably be a professional baseball player or skier.
Born and raised in San Francisco. I think the first thing I wanted to do, like every kid, is play video games competitively and make money off that. And then in high school, I wanted to do like sports broadcasting.
How did I end up? That's a long story. It was just, I've always worked with students in nonprofit settings, inside and outside of school, but eventually it just led me to the place where I was in the classroom every day.
Well, it was a long road to becoming a teacher. I don't think I initially thought of becoming a teacher. And then in college, I really found a passion for learning. And then at some point, I decided I wanted to share that passion with others.
So as I looked at my transcripts, all the classes I had taken, and I prepared for graduation, I noticed I had a lot of history classes. So my advisor said I should do something with history, so I kind of combined my passion for working with kids and my love of history and decided that teaching would be the best option for me.
Well, I think teaching is very important because people need to learn how to think.
I like being part of forming and shaping people's lives, and starting when people are young. I think it's the best place. You know, it's not just information, but it's formation.
We're literally shaping the next generation, you know, all of the future doctors and lawyers and scientists. It all starts here with kind of building that passion and that love for what you do.
Maybe not necessarily like the subject you're teaching, but the relationships you build with students. And I think that translates when they get older and sort of how they live their lives.
And I believe that just being in the classroom every day with students, we begin to learn how to be people of integrity. And I believe that's carried into any field possible, but it's just learning how to make the best future that we can for each other.
People need to learn how to think, and you know, we all have our own thoughts, and I don't want to teach people what to think. I want to teach them how to think.
I think the way that you conduct yourself and modeling things for your students has an impact on them.
The kids aren't going to remember 10 years from now what we did in April, like what activity we did, but they're going to remember the relationship they had with their teacher. So I wanted to make impact that way.
And hopefully it's from the example of the life that is shown to students, that students become shaped by that. So it's more of a demonstration, and in terms of discipleship, it's a I will show you, and hopefully that's passed on to where they become teachers themselves. Maybe not formative in the classroom as teachers, but teachers in life.
At this school, we have to get here at 8 o'clock or 8:10, and we end at 4. So it's around 8 hours a day. Pretty typical work day.
It varies from day to day. I mean, you're here from bell to bell, and that's certainly, I'm here working as well. But there's a lot of time outside of the between the bells.
I believe people appreciate classroom or teachers, but I don't know if they outwardly show it all the time. Of course, the argument's always there, teachers are underpaid. I believe that's true, but I believe even just not seeing teachers as important people in terms of demonstrating how life should be lived.
So I think funding, the idea that a lot of times there's a lot of things that we just can't afford to do for you guys, and I think that's a way to underappreciate what we do, that we have to spend our money, we have to work so hard to make these happen and reach out instead of having a system in place that can really help us.
Teachers get blamed for things that maybe sometimes are their faults and sometimes aren't their fault.
Of course, I don't outwardly bring my faith into the classroom, but I think teaching, as I said, it's sharing life together, because I think life is all about relationships. It's all about us just joining together, really sharing who we are, our personalities, our strengths, our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities, and just growing together. And really what you experience when you come together in relationship, especially in the time that we spend together in this classroom, in this school, is we form community. And community is really where you get to experience what life is about. Life is about people. Life is about the relationships shared with people. So yeah, I think it's very similar being a pastor and being a teacher, because we're sharing life together. And essentially that's what we are made of as human beings.